Tonight, I wanted to present my Oklahoma City bombing American Terror documentary from Netflix. Uh, this tragic event, which took place on April 19th of 1995, remains one of the deadliest attacks of terrorism on U.S. soil before the events of 9/11. In the early morning of that day, a powerful bomb exploded outside the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City. The blast claimed 168 total lives and injured hundreds more. The scope of the destruction was immense. Entire sections of the building were destroyed, and the shockwaves were felt miles away. Families were shattered and communities were left grappling with the sudden loss and trauma. What makes the bombing especially significant is that it was a domestic terrorist attack. Yet, unlike many acts of terrorism that come from foreign groups or overseas threats, this bombing was carried out by an American citizen. So over here in the slide two, you'll see sort of a timeline of the 1995 bombings, which span all the way to the 2001 9/11 terror attack. Uh, Coming back to 1995, it was a tragic event which was carried out by fellow U.S. citizens. It shattered the sense of security amongst many Americans, once felt and marked as a turning point in how domestic threats were understood and addressed from 1995 throughout the years leading up to 2001. Well, some of the events include the bombing, the total trial, the anti-terrorism law passed, as well as the policies, the memorial establishment in Oklahoma City, and of course the 9/11 terror attacks. Well, the reason why this is important is because in response to the Oklahoma City bombing and the growing awareness of terrorism threats, the U.S. Congress took decisive action. They passed enhanced anti-terrorism legislation aimed at strengthening the nation's ability to prevent and respond to both domestic and international terror attacks. These new laws expanded the power of law enforcement agencies, improving intelligence and sharing amongst foreign nations with others. They also increased penalties for terrorist activities and provided more resources to track and disrupt these extremist groups. Overall, this created a form of protecting Americans from all forms of terrorism, whether originating abroad or even at home. So the total effects. The documentary uses logos and a logical appeal representing concrete stats to emphasize the gravity of the Oklahoma City bombing. These numbers provide a factual backbone that helps viewers grasp the scale and the devastation of the impacts of the attack. At the same time, the film employs emotional storytelling to connect viewers to the human side of the tragedy. This emotional approach goes beyond geography, much like how the events of 9/11 resonated with people across the nation and the world. By combining solid data with powerful personal stories, the documentary deepens audiences' engagement and underscores the lasting significance of the bombing. So as you can see here, on the right side of the Google slides, you can see all the stats highlighted, the extensive damage caused by the blast, and the enormous scale of the emergency response that was needed. Multiple law enforcement agencies from local to federal levels quickly mobilized to manage the crisis. This rapid coordination demonstrated an effective and unified response to an unprecedented domestic terrorist attack. The bombing also brought together individuals from distant parts of the nation, including the West and East Coasts, fostering a sense of national solidarity in the face of tragedy. This all keeps Americans together. Whether as pathos or emotional appeal, the strongly present documentary captured feelings of life and of life-changing experience by the survivors and the bombing. The trauma extends beyond the individuals directly affected their families, but also those who responded. The Oklahoma City bombing exposed the diverse and unique lifestyles that exist across America. Yet it also underscored a powerful truth. Beyond these differences, Americans come together as one nation. The tragedy fostered a deep sense of emotional empathy and connection among citizens, bridging divides through shared grief and loss. This documentary emphasizes the importance of vigilance in a peaceful and constructive manner, encouraging unity without spreading fear. The fact that justice prevailed over domestic terrorism reinforces the trust in the nation's legal and moral framework. Thank you for your time.